Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotra Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Maharaj Ki. Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotra Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki. Ananda Gauri Vaishnava Ki. Namacharya Das Thakur Ki. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindiki. Premanand. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtigi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah Nama Pankaja Maitraya Nama Pankaja Maline Nama Pankaja Netraya Namaste Pankajangre Mugam Garodi Vachalam Pangam Langare Girim Yakrupatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Shri Chaitanyamishwaram Paramananda Madhavam. Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita cities reading from 13th chapter, Nature and Joy and Consciousness, and today's verses 30 to 32, 30, 31 and 32. So we'll read from 30. Prakriti Vachakarmani Kriyamanani Sarvasha.
Prabhuji, chapter
Padimona, 13. Chapter 13, verse 30, 30. Prakrtyeva cha karmani kriyamanaani sarvashaha ya pashyati tadatmanam. 13, chapter 13, 13.
13.
ശ്ലോകം 30. യ പശ്യതി തദാത്മാനം അകർത്താരം സ പശ്യതി. പ്രകൃത്യൈവ ച കർമാണി.
13 പറഞ്ഞേ.
30.
30 പ്രകൃതി
അതന്നെ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോ പ്രകൃത്യൈവ ച കർമാണി ക്രിയമാണാനി സർവശഃ യ പശ്യതി തദാത്മാനം അകർത്താരം സ പശ്യതി. പ്രകൃത്യൈവ ച കർമാണി ക്രിയമാണാനി സർവശഃ യ പശ്യതി തദാത്മാനം അകർത്താരം സ പശ്യതി. യെസ്, കർത്തേ മാതാജി.
സൗണ്ട്
ഓക്കെ. Right. Okay. Vaikari.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Prakrtyaiva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvasha ya pashyati tadatmanam akatkaram sa pashyati. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, can read. Prabhu. Right. Okay, I'll read the meanings. Prakrtya, material nature. Eva, certainly. Cha, also. Karmani, activities. Kriyamanani, engaged in performing. Sarvashaha, in all respects. Ya, anyone who. Pashyadi, sees. Tadha, also. Atmanam, himself. Agartaram, non-doer. Sahi, Pashyadi, sees perfectly. One who can see that all activities are performed by the body, which is created of material nature, and sees that the self does nothing, actually sees. One who can see that all activities are performed by the body, which is created of material nature, and sees that the self does nothing, actually sees. Verse 32. यदा भूतपृथग्भावम् एकस्थम् अनुपश्यति तद एव च विस्तारं ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते तदा यदा भूतपृथग्भावम् एकस्थम् अनुपश्यति तद एव च विस्तारं ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते तदा यदा भूतपृथग्भावम् एकस्थम् अनुपश्यति तद एव च विस्तारं ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते तदा. Yes, Kartiyani Malji.
Sound.
Okay, right. Vaikari Maji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yada Buddha Bhavam Egastamanu Tada Evaja Vistara Brahma Sambhatyade Tada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Meaning, yada, when, bhuta, living entities, pruthak bhavam, separated entities, egastam, situated in one, anupashyadi, try to see through authority, tada eva, thereafter, cha, also, vistaram, expanded, brahma, the absolute, sampadhyade, attains, tada, at that time. When a sensible man sees to see different identities, which are due to different material bodies, he attains to Brahman conception. Thus he sees that beings are expanded everywhere. When a sensible man ceases to see different identities, which are due to different material bodies, he attains to a Brahman conception. Thus he sees that beings are expanded everywhere. Verse 32. Anaditva nirgunatva paramatmam avyayam ayam avyaya paramatmam ayam avyaya शरीरस्थोऽपि कौन्तेय न करोति न लिप्यते अनादित्वान् निर्गुणत्वात् परमात्मायम् अव्ययः शरीरस्थोऽपि कौन्तेय न करोति न लिप्यते अनादित्वान् निर्गुणत्वात् परमात्मायम् अव्ययः शरीरस्थोऽपि कौन्तेय न करोति न लिप्यते.
Hare Krishna. Anaditva Anirgunatvat Paramatmayam Avyaya Sharirasthopi Kaundeya Na Karodi Na Lipyate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Meanings: Anaditvat, due to eternity; Nirgunatvat, due to transcendental; Param, beyond material nature; Atma, spirit; I am this; Avyaya, inexhaustible; Sharirasthavi, though dwelling in the body; Kaunteya, or son of Kundi; Na Karodi, never does anything; Na Lipyade, nor is he entangled. Those with the vision of eternity can see that the soul is transcendental, eternal, and beyond the modes of nature. Despite contact with the material body or Arjuna, the soul neither does anything nor is he entangled. Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। प्रकृत्यैव च कर्माणि क्रियमाणानि सर्वशः य पश्यति तदात्मानम् अकर्तारं स पश्यति। One who can see that all activities are performed by the body, which is created of material nature, and sees that the self does nothing, actually sees. So, this is the last section of this chapter, which is called Jnana Chakshusha, the eye of knowledge, starting from verse 27 up to 35. There's the last 9 verses of this chapter. So, 27, Krishna says, Yavat sanchayate kinchit sattum stavar jangamam kshetra samyoga tad viri bharadashava. Of chief of Bharadas, whatever you see in existence, both moving and unmoving, is only the combination of the field of activities and the knower of the field. So Krishna very specifically says here that Yavat Sanchayate, whatever that is being created, doesn't mean that only men. In some religions, basic Christian religion or that, they say that only human beings have souls and others don't have souls. So that condones violence against innocent animals, small animals, violence and cruelty and killing of these animals, setting up so many slaughterhouses all over the world. And because they say that only human beings have souls and they don't have souls, these animals are meant for as food for human beings, provided by the Lord, merciful Lord, for the benefit of the human beings. But here, in the Vedic philosophy, everyone, including Brahman up to the smallest creature, everything have got souls. Everything have got souls, and everything is a combination. Whatever you see in existence in the material world is a combination of the soul and the prakriti. When you see the spirit, when you go to spiritual world, you can find only one, only souls are there. At that time, matter is not there. Matter is conspicuous by its absence. So, only in the material world, you can find this combination. In spiritual world, there is no combination because only souls exist there. Matter is, you can say, although very much energy of Krishna and permanent also, is not there in the material, in the spiritual world. It is actually lying in the border of spiritual world and material world in the body of Karnadasha Vishnu that we have studied in Chaitanya Charitamrita. because this material world is created by 24 elements starting from Pradhana, which is contained in the body of the Karanodasha Vishnu, who is actually within this spiritual world, but not inside that, especially these material elements. Anyway, in the material world, you can find even small birds, even stavara jangamam, non-moving things like trees. They have got life, plants and trees. The modern science, thanks to Professor J.C. Bose of Bengali doctor, he had established that plants and trees have life. They can respond, they have got emotions, they got vibrations. He has proved that plants they like music, and when they hear music, they develop very fast. The plants give very good flowers and fruits. And suppose a bird sitting in the tree is shot by a hunter, you can sign vibrations of trees weeping. The trees got emotions. They are weeping for the bird who has been killed. And when a gardener enters, looking after these plants and trees, they feel very happy. So the trees have got life, they got consciousness, they got emotions, have been proved in science itself. So Krishna says, Yavat sanchayate kinchit. Now, in 28th verse, they say that samam sarveshu, she says that samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtandam parameshwaram. In all the bodies, the person who is in knowledge, the combination of the soul and the matter is due to ignorance only. Now, when the person becomes knowledgeable, when he acquires proper knowledge through the study of Shastras, under the guidance of a spiritual master, and rendering devotional service to Supreme, then he becomes wise, becomes knowledgeable, and then he realizes that the super soul, who is also situated in the body along with the soul, it is situated equally everywhere. In all the 84 species is equally spread. In all the worlds, in all the 14 worlds, the 84 lakh species are spread all over the 14 worlds, 14 planets. And wherever this combination is there, the Kshetra and Kshetrajna, super soul is also present. But the super soul does not experience destruction or transformation as the soul faces. So Krishna says, Yapashyadi sapashyadi. One who understands that super soul is beyond the realm of transformations, starting from birth up to destruction, and is present equally in all these living entities. He understands the things properly. And when he understands this, Samam Pashyan Hi Sarvatra Samavastidameshwaram, he is very, very equal. The soul also, Jiva also becomes very compassionate. He understands that whatever this thinking we have is due to our mind only. And the mind has to be trained by intelligence, who has to take instruction from Shastras. And then that such a person who has acquired knowledge, he doesn't hurt himself, he doesn't degrade himself. And when he is completely equipped with full knowledge, then he gets liberated. Now, in these verses 30, 31, 32, Krishna says, Pragatyeva cha karmani kriyamanani sapashaha ya pashyati tadatmanam agartaram sapashyati. One who can see that all activities are performed by the body which is created of material nature and sees that itself does nothing actually sees. The person who is knowledge, he understands that super soul is situated everywhere. That has been mentioned before. Shveda Shvedra Upanishad confirms this. Egadeva Sarvabhudeshu Gudaha Sarvavyabi Sarvabhudan Antaratmana. Egadeva Sarvabhudeshu Guda. Guda means heart. In all the hearts of the living entities resides the super soul, Sarvabhyabi Sarvabhudana Antaratma. It is situated inside the soul. And when he understands this, then he understands the cause for this fall down. Why he got entangled. He understands that because when he was not in knowledge, he was thinking that he is a doer. So this Tantra Bhagavat says, Ahankara tu samsara bhavet jivasya naswadaha. Because of this false ego, when he identifies with the body, he thinks that he is a doer. But when he is in knowledge, when he has secured the proper knowledge, he knows that all the actions relating to the body are conducted by the nature only through the gunas, which he has secured over many, many lifetimes. So he understands that this body has been given to us, given to me, or given to that person, only to fulfill desires which he had desired in the previous births. So, practically speaking, the body is a machine designed by the Supreme Lord to fulfill the desires of the living entities, the entrapped, the encaged living entities. But when he becomes knowledgeable, then he understands properly the situation. And when this transcendental vision of the living entity is developed, it makes one separate from body activities. Then he is no longer interested in engaging in bodily activities. It may give a lot of pleasure, maybe used to give you a lot of pleasure to living entities, enjoying very palatable dishes, enjoying the company of good-looking ladies, enjoying the company of children and wife, going to different places, and all those activities. He knows he is no longer interested. He has developed an aversion, or can say not aversion. The jiva does not have aversion because it gets detached to it. Neither he indulges in it, nor he hates it. There is no point in hating this, because that means that you have somehow get entangled in that. He becomes neutral to it. Udasinavat asina. In 14th chapter it says Udasinavat asina. He is situated neutrally. He is not affected by so-called the waves of the ocean, which is repeatedly affecting consciousness of these living entities. So it becomes neutral to it, and because of this transcendental vision, Krishna terms him as a seer. Ya pashyadi sa pashyadi. Previously also on page 28 also he has mentioned, Krishna said ya pashyadi sa pashyadi. Now How come we are getting so many different bodies? What is the source of these material bodies? Krishna explains in the next verse. Yada bhuda pradak bhavam egastam anupashyati tada evacha vistaram brahma sampadyate tada. You find so many different material bodies, material forms. But it is from one source only, same source. In the sea, you find waves, you find forms, you find ripples. So many things are there in the ocean, but it all is coming from ocean only. Same way, these different forms, middle forms, are coming from one source which is called pradhana, which is unmanifested nature. The nature has got two types. Two kinds of forms. One is manifested, another is unmanifested. The unmanifested nature is called pradhana. It is in one form. But the manifested universe, starting from Mahat Tattva, is a devolution of this pradhana into various material elements. And these material elements are evolved, which is activated by the glands of the Supreme. Then you find the material forms, the material planets. So that is the manifested universe, of which we see what we call Drishya Prapancha. So the perfect seer, he understands that at the time of destruction, all these material elements go back to the material source, which is the pradhana. In the 18th verse of 8th chapter, it is said, avyakta vyaktavyaha sarva prabhavande aharagame ratri agame praliyande tatreva avyakta samyage. When Brahma's day is manifest, because the creation starts when Brahma, the day of Brahma. We have seen that is the day of Brahma is 432 crores of years. And during that time of daytime, the creation takes place. All these living entities who has got attached to forms, they get the forms according to their karma. And at the time of night of Brahma, all these forms are destroyed. So he said that yada sarvagadam, yada bhuda pradak bhavam egastam. It is coming from one place only, that is pradhana only, and is going back to one place. Same way, the soul also has got, and the pradhana, as we know that is energy of Krishna. It is coming to Krishna only, coming from Krishna only. Same way, the soul also is a part of Krishna. The person who has perfectly understood it, is all Brahma Sampadyadeta. He becomes self-realized. He understands that I am the soul only. I have no connection with this body. And he develops a neutrality towards this. In Ramayanam, in the section of Ramayana where the Yoga Vasishta is there, Vasishta Muni is advising Rama. He says, Karta Bahir Andar Loge Vistara Raghava. You have to pretend, when you are in this material world, you have to act as if we are involved in these activities. But internally, we are detached. When you are acting in the material world, you have to act in such a way that others feel that you are involved in this. But then you are totally detached. This is the same advice Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Raghunathas Goswami. He advised Raghunathas Goswami to get married, set up the Grihastha house, look after father's property and all that, all the business and all that. Act as if you are karmi, but internally you become a yogi. Outside, externally, you can act as a karmi, but internally you have to act as a yogi. This is how you have to live in this material world. So we may be engaged in many activities for the maintenance of body. Somebody may be in business, somebody may be in arts and crafts, somebody may be in some kind of workshop in some banks or institutions or something like that. But when you are there, you are act as if you are working very enthusiastically. But internally, you have to develop a neutrality and you have to focus only on Krishna. So that a person who lives like that, he is Brahma Sampadya Detada. He acquires the spiritual identity. Then how he sees things is explained in the next verse. The person who has self-realized, how he sees things. Verse 32, Krishna says, Anaditwan nirgunatvat parma ayam avyeha sharirasto vigaundeya na karodi na lipyade. Those with the vision of eternity can see that soul is transcendental, eternal, beyond modes of nature. Param here means beyond the material nature. Tamasa Param. In verse 9 of 8th chapter, it's this mentioned Tamasa Param. Param means beyond the material nature. Anaditwan means that which is not having a beginning. Now we have a material body, there is a beginning for this. But in case of a spirit soul, there is no beginning at all. Since Krishna has no beginning, his parts have also no beginning. So Krishna and his energies are always existing. Since there is no cause, since there is no beginning, naturally there is no destruction also. Where the things have a beginning, it has an end. Andaha, Adi Anda, Anadi Ananda. If there is a beginning, there is an end. Beginning means it is created. Beginning means there is a cause. But in case of spiritual soul, it is beginningless. The real cause is Krishna only, and Krishna, in case of Krishna, there is no cause at all. Ishvara Sarva, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadi Adi Govinda Sarvakaranam, Sagari Karanam. Anadi Adi. There is no beginning, there is no end. So the same quality is acquired by the Jiva also, which is a part of Krishna. So that is why it is mentioned Anaditwan. Nirgunatva. Nirgunatva means not having material qualities. Nirguna. Wherever in scriptures you find Nirguna, we have to understand that the soul doesn't have material qualities, but it has got transcendent qualities, which is mentioned in Chandogya Upanishad. Chandogya Upanishad mentions 8 qualities of the soul. It is Vishoga, Vijara, Vimrityu. Vishoga, Vijara, Vimrityu. Apatma, sinless. First is sinless. Then Vijara. Vijara means ageless. Vishoga means without sorrow or lamentation. Vimrityu means without death. Abhipasha, without hunger, without thirst. So that 5 qualities. Then the 6 qualities. Then Satyakama and Satyasangalpa. So total 8 qualities are there, which is transcendental qualities. So When you say nirguna tva, means that the jiva does not have material qualities, but it has got transcendental qualities. Nirguna tva, Paramatma is beyond the material nature. Avyaya, it is inexhaustible. Avyaya means akshaya, which cannot be exhausted. So that soul, which is sharirastobi, although dwelling in this body, na karodi na lipyade, actually doesn't do anything, and no is affected, is entangled also. So entanglement is due to vishayas only. Impressions. That Krishna makes clear in 5th chapter, 14th verse. Na kartrutvam na karmani logasya srijati prabhu na karma bhala samyogam swabhavastu pavartade. The embodied spirit, the master of the city of the body, does not create activities, nor does he induce people to act, nor does he act, nor does he induce others to act. Because of vasana only. Vasana means impressions, nor does he create the fruits of action. It is nature only. It is enacted by the modes of material nature. So entanglement is due to vasana or impressions only, which is not a part of the soul. The soul is actually nirguna. So even though situated in the body, although he may be acting different ways, he is not entangled, because now he is not acting on the base of gunas. Previously, he was acting on the basis of gunas, but now when he's acting now, he is not based on gunas. So action is it is there always. You cannot stop doing actions. And a realized person also has to do some action. So, but that action is not binding on him, because now he is realized. So he is neutral towards this. Only when you are attracted or affected by this karma, or this gunas, matter, then only there is reactions. Reaction takes place. That is even he agrees. Shankaracharya also says that karmic reaction is due to when you are involved in karma. So to put it very simply, the person who is realized is acting in nishkama karma. He is not attached. He doesn't have desires. Doesn't have any fruits. He doesn't have desire for the fruits of his action. He doesn't think himself to be a doer, nor does he consider himself to be enjoyer of fruits. So such a person, Krishna says, na karodi na lipyate. It is as if he doesn't do anything, and because he is not doing anything, he is not affected or tainted. So this is the meaning of these 3 verses. The verse explains the state of a realized jiva, who is though entangled in his body, he is understanding the perfect situation. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So if there is any questions? Okay, Vakri, you can enter Narsim Kirtan. Narsim Kirtan.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasimhaya प्रह्लाददायिनी हिरण्याकाशीर्भोर्वक्षः शिलाटङ्कानकालाये इतो नरसिंहा पारतो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो नरसिंहामदिं शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नागामल्बुधशृङ्गां दलिदा हिरण्यकशिपू तनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह जय नरहरि नरहरि जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद
जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय
प्रभुपदा
भक्ति विनाशकारी श्री नरसिंह देव भगवान की जय। वैष्णव भक्त श्रेष्ठ